Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في كتاب المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وسئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الإيمان فقال الإيمان أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله والبعث بعد الموت والقدر خيره وشره أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. For today's talk, I have chosen a surah of the Quran, one of the shortest surah of the Quran called Surah Al-Asr. And this surah tells us who those people are successful and who are the people who are lost. And then this surah tells us if you want to be successful in hereafter, what things you need to have, or what are the ingredients for the success. The surah tells us the steps for the success or the ingredients to success. So when we go back to this surah, Surah Al-Asr, and regarding this surah, there is a famous saying of Imam Shafi rahimahullah. Imam Shafi, one of those four famous scholars and one of the four famous Aimma, he says, لو تدبر الناس هذه السورة لكفتهم. If people were to ponder over this surah is enough for the guidance. Meaning this surah in itself is enough to guide human being. لو تدبر الناس هذه السورة لكفتهم. If people were to ponder and reflect over the surah and its meaning, it is good enough to take them or lead them to the paradise. And there's another hadith that says that whenever two companions used to meet each other, and before they depart, they used to listen the surah. One would recite the surah and another person would listen. Before departing, meaning before parting their ways, they would recite the surah. One would recite and another would listen. They would say, Ta'al nu'min sa'a. Come on, let's refresh our iman. And they would listen. One would recite and another would listen, and then they would say Assalamu alaikum and part their ways. So very important surah of the Quran. In this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that every human being is lost. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. All human beings are heading to destruction. They are lost in this world and especially in the hereafter. Illa alladhina. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that few people who have four qualities among them, they are not lost. They are successful. In this world and especially in hereafter, they are successful. They will be taken to the Jannah. All of us want to be successful. All of us looking to live a life that once they die, they should be taken to the Jannah and not be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the main goal of every believer. Every believer wants to be successful, wants to shown path to the Jannah, and wants to protect himself or prevent himself from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make me and you people, our relatives, among those people who are successful and who are shown path to the Jannah. What we need to have in order to be successful, this surah in itself tells us. It says, Illa ladina, all people are heading towards destruction, they are at loss, except for those people who have four things. Number one, illa ladina amanu. They need to have iman. They need to have proper belief. Illa ladina amanu wa amilu salihat. Then they need to perform righteous deed. After that, they need to tawasi bil haq wa tawasaw bil haq. They need to call towards the haq. They need to enjoin good and forbid evil. Wa tawasaw bis sabr. They need to be patient. Generally speaking, they need to be patient, and they need to be patient while calling other people towards Islam, while enjoining good and forbidding evil. So these are the four things for the success, four ingredients: iman, amal salihah, tawasi bil haq, and tawasi bis sabr. Let's talk briefly about all these four things. These are the four things that we need for success. Meaning, if we want to be successful in hereafter, we need to have all those four things. The first thing, or the most important of all those four, is the iman. Illa ladina amanu, except for those people who have iman. Iman is the foundation of our religion. Iman is the foundation of our religion. Nothing will benefit a human being, or nothing will benefit a believer if his iman is not proper, if his aqidah is not proper, and if his Islamic creed is not proper. We need to have proper iman. What it means to have iman, meaning what we need to believe in. There's a famous hadith, that is the first hadith of Sahih Muslim, and it is in Sahih Bukhari and other hadith book as well, that on one occasion Jibreel alayhi salam came in a human form. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the power to the angels to change their forms, meaning with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can change the form. Jibreel alayhi salam is a huge angel. There's a hadith that he saw Jibreel alayhi salam sitting between the heavens and the earth, and he had 600 wings, if I'm not wrong, and those wings were covering the horizon. So he's huge and large. And see the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this huge creature of Allah turned into a form of human being. And he came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a gathering. And he came in a form of a Bedouin, wearing white clothes, and his hairs were very black, and no traces of journey were there on his body, on his clothes. He came very close to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, Ya Muhammad, akhbirni anil iman. Tell me about iman. What the iman is, what we need to believe in. Tell me about iman. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam elaborated. He said, al-iman an tu'mina billah. Iman is that you believe in Allah. Wa malaikatihi, believe in His angels. Wa kutubihi, believe in His prophets. Wa rusuli, believe in His prophets. Believe in the books that were given to the prophets. And believe in the resurrection. Wal ba'thi ba'da al-maut. Wal qadari khayrihi wa sharri. And believe in the taqdir, in the divine destiny. It's good and it's bad. Whatever is written for you, believe. So these are the 6 articles of the faith. These are the 6 pillars of iman. They are called pillars of iman, arkanul iman, or you call articles of the faith. Everyone need to believe in all these 6. Believe in Allah, that is the most important article of faith. And then angels, and then prophets and messengers, the books that they were given, and the day of judgment and divine destiny. And one thing I want to tell is, want to make it clear, is the belief in Allah and the angels and the prophets and all those 6 articles. We need to believe in them the way Prophet ﷺ believed, the way the companions believed. Some people say, I believe in the Creator, I believe in the God. Just vague belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not enough. You find many Christians, you find even Hindus, they say there is one big God, one real God, and so on and so forth. That's not good enough. You need to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way Prophet ﷺ believed, the way the companions believed, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to believe in Him. And that rules apply regarding all articles of the faith, angels, books, prophets, and the day of judgment and divine destiny. We need to believe in them the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to believe. In Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ فَقَدْ اهْتَدَوْا. فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ. If the people who comes after you, meaning after the generation of companions, if they believe the way amantu, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ, if they believe the way that you have believed. So Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba, the companions, is the criterion. We need to have belief in this article, 6 articles of the faith, exactly the way Prophet ﷺ believed in them and the way the companions believed. And this is the foundation of Islam. No good deed will be accepted, or no good deed will come to the rescue of person, no matter how much social, how much helpful, how much charitable, how much generous someone is. If his iman is not proper, if the foundation is not proper, meaning he hasn't fulfilled or he hasn't believed in those six articles or six pillars of faith the way he's supposed to believe, then it is not going to help him. They won't come to his rescue. Let me mention a beautiful hadith of Sahih Bukhari, that Aisha radiallahu anha and the companions asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about a person called Abdullah ibn Judan, and he passed away in the pre-Islamic period. Abdullah ibn Judan, he passed away in pre-Islamic period, meaning before Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was made a prophet, he passed away. And the hadith goes on to say that, O Messenger of Allah, kana yakri dhaif, he was a very good person. He used to look after his guest, and were youthik, and he used to free slaves, his own slaves, and sometimes he would buy the slaves of other people and free them. And used to do a lot of charitable work, help the Hujjaj and so on and so forth. And they said, O Messenger of Allah, all his good deeds are going to benefit him on the Day of Judgment. Are these good deeds coming to his rescue on the Day of Judgment? Prophet ﷺ said, La, no. And he said, Hal qala yawman rabbi ighfir li khati'ati yawma yubathun. Did he believe in the Day of Judgment? Did he say, Oh Allah, forgive my sin on the day when you resurrect the people? I mean, did he believe in the Day of Judgment? No, he hasn't. He hasn't. Meaning, yes, there were some people who used to believe in the one Creator, but not in other articles of the faith. So all these good deeds won't be enough for him, or won't come to his rescue, or won't lead him to the Jannah. So Iman is the foundation, proper Aqidah is the foundation, and we find that the Prophet ﷺ remained in Makkah for 13 years. After he became Prophet at the age of 40, he remained until the age of 53 in Makkah. All his da'wah was focused around these articles of the faith. Prayer wasn't introduced, fasting wasn't legislated, zakah wasn't made obligatory, hajj wasn't in the picture. All these arkan of the Islam, they only introduced when Prophet ﷺ migrated to Medina. In the second year of Hijrah, fasting was made obligatory, zakat was made obligatory. In the ninth of the Hijrah, there's a little bit ikhtilaf. The correct opinion looks like in the ninth of the Hijrah, hajj was made obligatory. They were not there when Prophet ﷺ in Makkah. His all focus was calling people to believe in Allah, to believe in the Day of Judgment, to believe in other articles of the faith. And whenever Prophet ﷺ used to send anyone to call people towards Islam, for example, he sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal towards the Yemen. And this is a hadith of Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. Prophet ﷺ sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal as a caller to Yemen. And he said, look, أَوَّلَ مَا تَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَيْهِ, the first thing that you call people is to believe in Allah, to believe in Allah and to believe in His Tawheed, إِلَىٰ أَن يُوَحِدُ اللَّهِ. Once they accept, once they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the other articles of the faith, tell them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made 5 daily prayer obligatory. If they adhere to it, tell them that zakat is obligatory, it needs to be taken from the rich people, rich Muslims, and has to be returned on the poor people. And all those prophets, before Prophet ﷺ who came, all of them, they started the mission by calling people to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِلَىٰ آدٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُمْ مِنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. We sent to Qawm وَإِلَىٰ آدٍ, we sent to Qawm Ad a prophet called Hud. And what did he say? Ya qawmi ibudullah, O my people, worship Allah. Believe that He is the only one deserved to be worshipped. Ma lakum min ilahin ghayruh, there is no deity worthy of worship. So all prophets started the dawah, the mission, by calling people toward the Islamic Aqidah, to believe in Allah's oneness, to believe in Allah's Tawheed, and then the other articles of the faith. So this is the first thing that we need to have, proper Iman, proper Aqidah, and then we need to move to the Amal al-Salihat and to the other steps. And before going to the Amal al-Salihah, one other hadith coming to my mind, that if Aqidah is proper and sound, if Aqidah is proper, the Iman is proper and sound of a person, and there are shortcomings in other aspects, let's say in Amal or other aspects, still there is a hope that this person can get the salvation. There is a genuine hope that this person on the Day of Judgment can be forgiven and can show path towards the Jannah. There's a famous hadith called Hadith Bitaka. Bitaka means a card. Hadith Bitaka, authentic hadith, like the first hadith I mentioned, is some hadiths are given name. The hadith is called Hadith Jibreel, where Jibreel Islam came in a human form, asked about Iman, asked about Islam, asked about Ihsan, asked about the Day of Judgment, and then he asked about the Imarat of the Day of Judgment. That's called Hadith Jibril. This hadith is called Hadith Bitaka. What this hadith says, that on the Day of Judgment, a person will be taken to account by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will be taken to account. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask the angels, will say, bring his record for the bad deeds. And how many records will be? 99 scrolls. 99 scrolls full with his evil deed. Each scroll maddul basar, meaning big as far as you can see. It's not small book, small notebooks or something. Big scrolls, 99, full with his bad deeds. Then he will ask the person, do you have anything good to show? The person will be so scared, he'll say, oh Allah, I don't. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, look, don't fear. La zulma alayka al-yawm. No one will be shown injustice today. No one will shown any injustice. Is there any good thing that you have done? And he will be so scared, he will deny. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask the angels to find out if he has done anything good. And then angels will come out with a bitaq, with a card. What the card says? La ilaha illa, ashhadu an la ilaha illa, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasul. The shahada, meaning I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He only deserves to be worshipped. He is the only true God. There is no God beside Him. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His abd, His slave, and His messenger. And the man will say, oh Allah, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask the angels to put the 99 scroll one side of the scale and this card on the other scale. The man will be so scared, he will say, what this card is going to benefit me against this 99 scroll. How this card is going to benefit me against this 99 scrolls or records. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, just look. And what happened? The hadith goes on to say that fatashati sajillat, meaning those 99 will be put on one side and this card will be put on the other side of the scale, and these will become fatashati sajillat, meaning they will become lighter. So this meaning the card will become heavier and they go up, flying up. It's not a little bit difference. It's like this. And the hadith goes on to say, فَلَا يَسْقُلُ, meaning nothing can outweigh the kalima tawheed. Nothing can be heavier than the kalima tawheed and the shahada and the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His tawheed, and the belief in the Prophet. And obviously when you believe in Allah and His Prophet, it leads to believe to other articles of the faith. So there's genuine, this is not to say that we should be lazy, nauzubillah, in performing righteous deed. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say if it happens, if there is shortcoming and Iman and Aqidah is proper, still there is a hope that this person can be shown path to the Jannah. Okay, so that is the first thing that we need to have. The second thing we need to have for the success is Amalu Salihat. Illa alladhina amanu. Those are the successful people who have proper Iman and then they perform the deeds. This is also something really necessary. Iman needs to be reflected in your actions. Iman needs to be shown in your actions. Someone says, I believe in Allah, I believe in account, I believe in Jannah, I believe in Jahannam, but doing nothing, not doing those deeds that takes a person to the Jannah. Rather, he is doing the deeds that will take him or lead him to the hellfire. Where is the Iman? Meaning, if the Iman is strong and proper, obviously a person won't do the deeds that eventually take him to the hellfire, and won't be lazy doing the deeds that are supposed to take a person to the Jannah. So, Amal Salihah is also very important, and that is the second step towards the success. The first one is the Iman and the Amal Salihah. What Amal Salihah includes? It includes prayer, it includes zakat, it includes fasting, it includes hajj, it includes all good deeds that we have been told to perform. Good deeds that either they are obligatory or they are recommended. All good deeds are included in Amal Salihat. Before going to the third thing, meaning third ingredients, let me mention a few things regarding the Amal Salihah. Amal Salihah means the righteous deed. They are only accepted if two conditions are found. Amal Salihah are only accepted or valid if two conditions are met. What are those two conditions? You need to perform them with proper intention. I mean ikhlas. You are performing righteous deed in order to seek pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in order to get reward, in order to end up into the Jannah and run away from the hellfire. That is the ikhlas. The first condition is any righteous deed won't be regarded as righteous unless two conditions are met. The first condition is the niyyah should be proper. You're doing something in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not nauzubillah to showing off, not for any other worldly purpose, or not to be with the intention to be called generous or good person or this and that. No, you are doing why? In order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, hoping for the reward, hoping for the reward. And let me mention here, hoping for the reward is not against the ikhlas. It's not against the ikhlas. Part of the ikhlas is that you are doing something with the intention to please Allah and with the intention that you will get reward for this deed that will take you to the paradise and further you away from the hellfire. This is called ihtisab. This is called ihtisab, hoping for the reward. And there are some Sufi type of people, okay, Sufi type of people or those type of people, whoever they are, yes, their saying or their statements need to be referred back to the Quran and Sunnah. Anyone, not necessarily Sufi or this Imam or the Alim, anyone saying something, refer back to the Quran and Sunnah to judge whether what they are saying is right or not. فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنكُمْ فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ. If there is a difference between opinion, between understanding, refer the matter back to the Quran and back to the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. So I was saying that there are some people who say that worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to seek Allah's pleasure, not because for the Jannah, not because for running away from the hellfire. You don't do business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, you don't do business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there was a lady called Rabia Basriya, known for her ibadah. Rabia Basriya, known for her zuhud and ibadah. She used to offer the prayer, night prayer. At one side she would keep jug of water, and the other side she would keep the lamp on, and she would worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, spend majority part of the night worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of her students, I mean female students, they asked, they said, look, what this your worship is between the fire and between water and fire. Meaning what message you are trying to give? What message you are trying to give? You worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one side water, one side the lamp, I mean the fire, and between them you worship. She said, look, if I were to extinguish the fire of the Jahannam with this water, I would go ahead and destroy the Jahannam and extinguish its fire with this water. And if I were able to burn the Jannah with this fire, I will do so. So there's no Jannah and there's no Jahannam. Okay, this is a wishful thinking. No one will be able to bring end to the Jannah. No one will be able to destroy or burn the Jannah or extinguish the fire. Al-Jannatu haqqun wa nara haqqun. Mean Jannah is haqq, have been created already. Jannah is haqq, they have been created. Fariqun fil Jannah, some people will be taken to Jannah. May Allah make all of us, our relatives, our parents, our children among those people. And some people will be taken, shown part to the hellfire. Fariqun fil Jannah, fariqun fil Sa'ir. They said, okay, what do you get by having no Jannah? She said, okay, the purpose is no Jannah and no Jahannam, so our worship is just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to please Him. When we listen to this type of statement, it may be very pleasing to the ears. It may be pleasing to the ears that look how high level of Iman and Ikhlas this lady is showing. But again, you have to refer back matters to the book of Allah and the Sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to seek refuge from the hellfire. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban, man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban, qama laylatul qadr imanan wa ihtisaban, and man qama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban." Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned ihtisab as a part of ikhlas, meaning you're fasting with iman and hoping for reward. You're offering qiyamul layl with iman and hoping for the reward. You're seeking laylatul qadr with iman and hoping for the reward. So ihtisab is part of the ikhlas. It is not against the ikhlas. Anyway, so what I was trying to say that yes, ikhlas is very necessary. Yeah, none of us, meaning any good deed that we perform, is not going to be accepted unless it is done with proper intention. Proper intention is that you do some act seeking Allah's pleasure, hoping for the reward, and having iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and do it if it is obligatory, do it as meaning, yes, think there is an obligation that you are fulfilling. If it is recommended, yes, perform it, hoping for the reward, seeking Allah's pleasure, and believing that is something you are requested to perform. It is not obligatory upon you. So that is the first and meaning the dalil for the ikhlas. are so many in the Quran and in the Sunnah. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, the first hadith of Sahih Bukhari, and وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ, meaning وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, worship Allah with ikhlas. So there are many, the number of dalil or number of textual evidence in the Quran and Sunnah tells us that Amal Salihah need to be performed with proper intention. That is first condition. The second condition is, along with the proper intention, try to perform them according to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Ittiba, follow the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. If your intention is good, but you're doing something according to the way that you have learned from your father, your parents, and they learned from their parents, meaning something you have inherited, and you are offering the prayer, whatever good deed that you are doing, it's not going to be accepted. You need to learn how the Prophet ﷺ used to pray, how he offered the Hajj, how he used to give zakah, and so on and so forth. Khudu anni manasikakum. When Prophet ﷺ was doing his only Hajj, he said, "O people, khudu anni manasikakum, learn the rituals of the Hajj from me. لَعَلِّي لَا أَلْقَاكُمْ بَعْدَ عَامِ هَذَا. I may not be among you, I may not be living next year, I may not be able to do Hajj next year after this year." Meaning Prophet ﷺ was given the news that his, meaning the end of his life is coming. And regarding the prayer, he said, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli." Pray exactly the way that you see me praying. A man, there's a hadith in Sahih Bukhari, a man came to the mosque of Prophet ﷺ. It looks like, if I'm not wrong, Asr prayer or so. And the prayer was done. He performed the prayer on his own. And he came and said, "Assalamu alaikum," and wanted to join the gathering or sit with Prophet ﷺ. Prophet ﷺ said, "Irji fasalli fa innaka lam tusalli." Lam tusalli. Go back, pray, you haven't prayed. Look, Prophet ﷺ negated it all. He didn't say you prayed, but it wasn't right way. He said, "You haven't prayed, go pray." He did second time, came, said salam. Prophet ﷺ answered the same way. Third time, same answer. Then he said, "O Messenger of Allah, this is the prayer that I know. This is the way I know a prayer. If I'm wrong, if I'm praying in wrong way, teach me." And then Prophet ﷺ taught him the proper way of praying. He was praying hurriedly, meaning very fast. He was praying hurriedly, meaning without a feeling at ease or tranquility. He was not maintaining. He was doing very quick. So see here, even though he did 3 times, but because it wasn't according to the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, Prophet ﷺ said, "You haven't prayed." So that is the second condition. We need to make sure that the righteous deed that we are doing with proper intention, and we need to make sure that we are doing according to the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. After having Iman and after performing righteous deed, we need to go one step further. We need to go one step further. Okay, now I had the Iman. I learned about the articles of the faith. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me tawfiq and performing my keeping my 5 daily prayers and doing my religious obligation. That's not enough. That's not enough. A Muslim is not a selfish individual. You have got the Iman, now you are performing righteous deed. Now you have to go one step further. You need to call other people. You need to call other people towards the Iman, towards the Islam, and enjoin good and forbid evil. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, meaning start advising one another. Start calling people towards the haqq, towards the truth. We find many people, they are good, coming for the prayer, but maybe children are not praying. Maybe wife is not praying. Maybe some members of the household are not praying. So that's not enough. You yourself is good, mashallah, got Iman, and performing righteous deed. Now you have obligation to call other people towards the haqq. Tawasi bil haqq. Call other people towards the haqq. Share the haqq with other people. Call them towards Islam, towards Iman, and towards Amal Salih. This is called Tawasi bil haqq. Tawasi bil haqq means advising each other. You see some shortcoming in me, advise me. I see shortcoming in you, I have to advise you. This is called Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar. Okay, before going to the 4th point, this Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar has some etiquettes. Meaning there are some conditions or some etiquettes. How you are going to call people towards the haqq. It's not like you stand up and start bombarding and start attacking people that, look, you people are, for example, people of bid'ah, or you are people of shirk, you have no Iman, you are heading towards the hellfire. No. You have to give dawah and enjoin good and forbid evil, with meaning following the proper procedure. Scholars have mentioned few things. Let me mention briefly before I go to the last point. Meaning, while calling people towards the haqq or enjoining good and forbidding evil, you need to have proper ilm, meaning at least basic knowledge. You need to know what is good and what is bad. You need to know what is maruf and what is munkar. Maruf means something established, something known by the textual evidence, something known in our Sharia to be good. Munkar, something that has been rejected. Munkar, that something has been rejected, evil. You need to know what is good and what is evil. If you don't have the knowledge, you may end up calling people towards evil. You may think this is something good. Okay, let's go to this graveyard. Let's do Chowdahwi, meaning some rituals that they do. All of these are shirkiya act. If you don't have knowledge, you may be thinking these are something good. You're showing respect to these pious people. You're showing respect to Prophet ﷺ. You're showing respect to this awliya. And actually, it is not respect. These are shirkiya acts. When you are going to the graveyards and doing tawaf around them and seeking help from them, or calling upon them, making dua to them, or asking them to mediate between you and Allah, all these are shirkiya act. If you have no knowledge, they are evil act, munkar act. If you have no knowledge, you may be thinking that these are something good. These are the way to show respect to these awliya and righteous people who are in grave. You may end up calling people towards it. So you need to have knowledge. You need to know what is maruf, what is munkar before embarking upon dawah, or before calling people towards the haqq. Another thing that you need to know is that before enjoining good and forbidding evil, you need to know, meaning make sure that something wrong has been committed. For example, it is not guesswork. You have seen someone going with a woman on a car, just don't stop them and say, look, how you are, what you are doing, how you are taking a lady with you. She may be his wife, or she may be his sister, she may be an auntie, she may be a mahram. Meaning you need to make sure that something wrong has been committed before you do inkar munkar. You need to make sure that something has been missed, something good has not been done. For example, if someone is not coming for prayer in our mosque, not necessary that he's not praying. He may be going other mosques, he may be working somewhere, he may be offering prayer therein. So scholars have said before enjoining good and forbidding evil, make sure that some good has been missed or some evil is being practiced. Not meaning it shouldn't be just guesswork or so. You are sure that some evil has been practiced, then go and give nasiyah. Another thing scholars have said, that etiquette of enjoining good, or etiquette of advising, calling people towards the haqq, it is not a condition, but it is good. Meaning before you ask other people to do something good, you must be doing it. You must be doing it. It's not a condition, by the way. It's not the condition, but it is an etiquette. And yes, you are forbidding other people from evil, and you yourself practicing it is not going to have an impact on those people. It's not going to have an impact on those people. You need to be practicing those good things to which you are calling other people. You need to be staying away from those evils that you are asking other people to stay away. If you yourself involved in the riba transaction, for example, transaction based upon riba interest, and you are delivering a lecture and mentioning the hadith that speaks about the hurma, meaning of dealings based upon riba also, it's not going to have an impact on the people. Let me mention a beautiful story. There is a famous scholar of the 6th century called Allama ibn al-Jawzi. Allama ibn al-Jawzi, very famous scholar. And a big wise means someone who was known to deliver lectures and give nasiha. And he said, meaning when you go back to his biography, you find that hundreds of thousands of people have made tawbah at his hand. After listening his lectures, they would come straight away at the end and accept that, look, until now I was upon wrong, I'm repenting, and I'm making promise that I'm not going to do. And thousands of people have embraced Islam at his hand. Ibn Jawzi, very famous wise, and very mu'assir. Mu'assir means, yes, his kalima would directly come from his heart and go into the heart of the audience. So how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the Tafsir, the impact in his lecture, in his tongue. There's a famous story that a slave came to Ibn Jawzi, slave, and he said, Imam, why you don't encourage people to free their slaves? Mention the reward of freeing slave. And he said, because I'm slave, my master also comes and attends your lecture. I'm pretty sure that once he will listen your talk, your lecture, he will go back and he will free me. I will get my freedom. I will get my freedom. Because that's how Imam Ibn Jawzi's talk used to be. Very effective. And Imam promised, he said, okay, I will do so. And every other lecture, the slave used to come expecting that today Imam is going to deliver lecture on this topic, I will get my freedom. And Imam delayed. Imam delayed. He did not straight away deliver lecture on this topic. Eventually he did. We don't know after how long, but eventually he did. And yes, his master was there when he heard the reward of freeing a slave. And the freeing slave is a very rewarding act. Prophet ﷺ said, if you are freeing a slave, as if you are freeing yourself from the hellfire. As if you are freeing yourself from the hellfire. So the master came and he said, okay, Imam, you encourage us to mention the reward of freeing slave. He is my slave and be witness that I am freeing him for the sake of Allah. So he got his freedom. And now he was worried. He wanted to know why the Imam delayed. So after he got freedom, next day in private he came thanking the Imam, but saying, Imam, I asked you a few weeks back, and every other day I was coming, hoping that today will be the lecture on this topic, but you delayed. What was the reason? And look, the answer very amazing. He said, look, when you asked me to deliver a lecture on this topic, I didn't, meaning at that time, I didn't have any slave. Meaning I didn't own any slave, or there was no slave in my possession. And until now, whenever I ask other people to do something good, I was the first person to do, and then I would go asking other people. And here you ask me to deliver, encourage people of freeing slave, because I didn't own, meaning I didn't have any slave at the time, and I didn't want to break my principle. I didn't want to ask other people before freeing me myself a slave. So all this day I was saving some money, and today I was able to go in the market, buy a slave I bought a slave and freed him. Then I got the moral authority to ask other people, even though he had the moral authority. He had the moral authority. If you have slaves and you're not freeing and asking other people, you're wrong. But if you don't have a slave and you're encouraging other people, those people who have slaves, to free them, you're not doing anything wrong. But those high standards that he had, Allama Ibn Jawzi. So again, these are the few things that are coming to my mind, and this is also something really important. Enjoining good and forbidding evil, calling people towards the haq is something really important. The society cannot remain sound and proper and perfect if people give up this obligation. For example, here, the environment that we are living, because they want to enjoy the freedom of the life that knows no boundaries or so, they say none of your business. You're saying something, they say none of your business. These are the things that they have invented in order to keep the freedom and the individualism and the selfishness going on. But in Islam, there's nothing. In Islam, you see someone doing something wrong, if he's a Muslim, yes, obviously you have to follow the proper etiquette. You don't have to expose him in front of other people. You don't start giving nasiha in front of other people. Take him in private and give him nasiha in a polite way. Follow the procedure, but yes, they don't ignore this aspect. And before going to the last point, there's a famous hadith of Sahih Bukhari. Prophet ﷺ said, he gave an example. Prophet ﷺ gave an example. He said, those people who are following the religion and those people who are not, their example is the example of people who were traveling on a ship. Some people were on the lower floor and some people were on the upper. And the water to be used was in upper floor. So the people who were, meaning who had their seats or something in the lower store, whenever they were in need of water, they used to go up. So Prophet ﷺ said, then they started talking, they're saying, if we can open a hole in the ship and get directly water from the river also, it will be better. We won't bother the people who are staying up, because every time we are going, they are getting disturbed. Prophet ﷺ said, if the people from the upper level, if they let them do what they are looking for, meaning opening up a hole into the wooden ship or boat, what will happen? When the ship will sink, they will be drowned, and those people as well. But if they stop them from doing something wrong, they protect themselves and they protect the other people. So that is a good example Prophet ﷺ given. If you see evil is being practiced, yes, obviously you have to follow the proper procedure, being polite and being knowledgeable and not exposing someone, being kind. All these things need to be followed, but at the same time, we are not allowed to ignore this responsibility and say, oh, it is not my business, let him do what he's doing. No. If you have the ghaira imaniya and you see someone committing sin or transgressing the limits set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should not stay quiet, rather you should fulfill your responsibility. The last thing is, for the success is watawasaw bis-sabr, meaning you advise each another to be patient. Watawasaw bis-sabr. Okay, what it means, advise each other to be patient, meaning we need to be patient while practicing Islam. We need to be patient while performing the amal salih, because some of them are not easy. Getting up for Fajr prayer nowadays, 3:30 or 4 o'clock or 4:30 is never easy. You are doing Isha prayer at 11 o'clock, and by the time you are going to bed, it is only 2-3 hours. It's hard. You need to be patient. And staying away from the sin, especially in these environments where music is available, every evil is available. You need to restrain yourself, you need to be patient. And while giving dawah, while calling people towards the haq, not everyone likes to be advised. People don't like to be given advice or so. Sometimes they may react not in a positive way. They may say something back to you. You need to be patient. So patience is required while practicing upon Islam. Patience is required while you are giving dawah to people, while you are calling other people towards haq. So these are the 4, what we say, keys to the success: Iman, Amal Salihah, and then going one step ahead, calling people towards the Iman, towards the Amal Salih, and being patient and advising each other to be patient. So these are the meaning brief, what we say, tafsir of the surah, and may Allah give us tawfiq to have all these 4 things. They will lead to the success. Regarding the patient, one famous hadith coming to mind, in which Prophet ﷺ said, I think it is in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, Prophet ﷺ said, Ma utiya ahadun ata'an khayran min as-sabr. No one has given any gift, or no one has been blessed with any blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more better than the patient. More better than the patient. So, and the scholars have rightly said, they said the whole religion is divided into 2 halves. As-shukr was-sabr. Meaning half of our religion is made of the shukr, and other half of the religion is made of sabr. So we need to have patience as well, and we need to advise each other to be patient while practicing Islam, be patient while calling to people towards Islam. Okay, أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم سائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير.